A racing bicycle tire violently locks up, sending its rider skidding out of control across a patch of dark, sticky asphalt. To understand how this happened, we have to look back to July 2003. The Tour de France was underway during a stifling European heatwave that pushed both riders and infrastructure to their limits. This thermometer shows the reality on the ground. The dark asphalt on these mountain passes absorbed the sun until surface temperatures hit 50 degrees Celsius. The heat did more than exhaust the peloton. It began to melt the bitumen, turning the solid road into a soft, unpredictable surface. Lance Armstrong was chasing his 5th straight title, but his U.S. Postal team was struggling. For the first time in years, the support riders were failing to keep the pace high enough to discourage attacks. Watching from just a few wheels back was Joseba Boloki. The Spanish climber had reached the podium 3 times in 3 years, but he was tired of being the runner-up. On the road to Gap, Boloki saw that Armstrong was isolated. He realized if he was ever going to win the Tour, he had to move now. By attacking on a high-speed descent, Boloki forced a confrontation where the only 2 options were to follow or to fall behind. This is the Côte de la Rochette. It is a steep drop into the valley, zigzagging through tight hairpins with almost no room for recovery. Boloki drops into the descent at 35 miles per hour, leaning his bike hard into the curves to maintain his speed and widen the gap. Armstrong stayed on his wheel. He kept his front tire inches from Boloki's frame, refusing to let the Spaniard gain even a few meters of ground. At these speeds, even a small slide can send a rider off the mountain. The traction of the tires is the only thing keeping them on the road. By pushing the pace on the downhill, Boloki ensured that any mechanical failure would have immediate, severe consequences for both of them. As they hit a sharp right-hand bend, the road surface failed. Boloki's rear wheel hit a patch of melted tar and locked up instantly. In 2003, riders used tubular tires glued directly to the rim. As Boloki skidded, massive sideways force pulled the rubber. The heated glue gave way. The tire peels from the rim, leaving bare metal to scrape the asphalt, sending him into the air. The impact broke Boloki's femur, elbow, and wrist, ending his race on the spot. Armstrong had no time to brake. To avoid the fallen rider, he pulled a sharp left, launching his bike straight into the dry field below. Riding across the hard-packed soil, Armstrong bounced through the weeds and jumped over a drainage ditch to reach the lower section of the road. It was a moment where years of off-road training took over, allowing him to stay upright on a surface his road bike was never designed to handle. Boloki remained on the asphalt, his professional career effectively ending that afternoon. While he would return to racing, he never regained the form that made him a contender. Armstrong climbed back onto the road and finished the stage. A few weeks later, he celebrated his 5th title in Paris. The crash changed how the race is managed. Today, large water tankers follow the mountain stages, spraying the road to keep the tar from melting in the sun. That single patch of tar ended one career and allowed the other to continue toward the record books. History complicated Armstrong's legacy. His doping confession stripped away the official records of those 7 victories. But the field crossing remains one of the most famous moments in the sport, a display of raw handling and survival instinct. It serves as a reminder that in Grand Tour racing, years of preparation can be decided in a single second. Winning often requires much more than just fitness. It requires the right instinct when the road itself starts to give way.